man. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. Y'all come on into the chat, man. Drop a comment in the chat. Let me know where you tuning in from. Don't mind the background noise. That's my neighbor. He just shooting. But y'all come on in, man. Drop a comment in the chat. Let me know where you tuning in from. I ain't gonna be before y'all long today. But I want to bring this word like this, and this is what came to me today. This is what came to me. But y'all come on in, man. I'm gonna give it about a minute or two before I get into it. But I want y'all to drop a comment in the chat. Let me know where you tuning in from. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. Hopefully everybody's Wednesday is going good. Hopefully everybody is doing good, especially with this change in the seasons and this change in the weather. I don't know, man. My sinus has been acting up, so forgive me if I sound a little stuffy. So forgive me. But yeah, man. Hopefully everybody doing good, being safe. But don't despise small beginnings. Drop a comment in the chat, man. Y'all hit that like button as well. Hit that like button, fam. From a place far, far away. Blessings, brother. Hey, what's going on tonight? What's going on, fam? Yeah, you crossed the pond. You crossed the pond, man. But hey, blessings to you as well, brother. But y'all make sure y'all hit that like button if y'all in here. But I was just thinking, man, and don't mind the shooting in the background. But I was just thinking, I posted a post on my community tab. If y'all ain't saw that post, my sister was able to find a picture of the very first chicken coop that I built with my father. You know, that me and my dad built together. And let me know if y'all mind that. I can ask them to stop. But if y'all don't mind it, you know what I'm saying, I'm good with it. But my sister, she had a picture in her phone of the very first chicken coop that me and my father built together, right, when I was in high school. And this picture's maybe 14 years old, if not 15 years old. You'll never let us off the exact time. You go out every time, and it's all good. Exactly. I don't know how that be working, man. I don't know how it be working, but, you know, we live out here in the country, man, so pretty much anything goes. You know what I'm saying? I don't really mind it because I'm used to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to it, even being in the military. You know, but anywho, you talking about they watching. Probably, yeah. No, for sure. And so my little sister, so she had that picture in her phone, and she sent it to me, and she was like, look at this. And I was just like, man, I just started reflecting. And I put a post on my community tab. If y'all haven't saw it, go check it out. But I was like, man, like, I really came a long way. Like, I can remember just having the interest in farming, livestock, homesteading, and really just, you know what I'm saying, just wanting to do it. Yeah, that's my neighbor. That's my neighbor. He doing target practice. What's going on, more peace? It's just target practice. Don't worry about it. It'll probably be done in a minute. But so I was just like, man, just thinking how far I've come, because man, you couldn't have told me 14, 15 years ago that in 2025, nonsense, man, chill out, nonsense. But you couldn't have told me 14, 15 years ago, 13 years ago, when I was in high school or when I was a young adult, that I would have a farm in the year 2025, or a homestead, a farm, raising livestock. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was always a dream. And so that's why, like, that word came to me. Don't despise small beginnings. Don't despise that, because a lot of times we think, what's going on, Buffalo Nomad? What's going on, fam? Don't think, hey, y'all hit that like button if y'all in here, man. Y'all hit that like button if you haven't already. But don't despise small beginnings, because it's like a lot of times when we just starting off, we think, man, I like your neighbor. He keeps his, oh yeah, you finna, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and block you. Man, these racist bots be tripping, don't they? These racist bots, man, they get, and this bots, man, I don't even think it's trolls. I think it's bots at this point. It might be a little mixture of both. But you couldn't have told me, LOL, that's why. For real. I was like, I almost read the whole thing out loud. But that's definitely far from the K what he talking about, though. Definitely far from the K, because I ain't never in the house. I'm always outside. And I always, you feel me? So we ain't even got, what's understood ain't got to be explained. You feel me? But, you know, that's why I was like, man, don't despise small beginnings, because it's like, even starting small, because like, like I said, I've always had an interest to farm. It's like always just been in my blood, right? Whether it was livestock, whether it was gardening, different things like that. Like, I always found it intriguing, and I always wanted to do it. like even fishing and stuff, because I grew up fishing a lot and stuff like that, like even just stuff like that, you know, it always intrigued me, right? And so I can remember one day my grandma, I forgot what she was going to the feed store for. It's a feed store in my city called Standard Feed Store in Jacksonville, Florida. It's called Standard Feed Store. It's been there for a long time. Shout out to, I don't know who that is, Alfonso, but please don't be a troll because I will block you. But is all the cotton, yeah, these racist trolls. Hi, user. Alfonso, I'm finna put you in timeout. Let me know if I'm back. Let me know if I'm back. Let me know if I'm back, man. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Okay, good to go. Good to go. But anywho, so when I went to the feed store with my grandma, right, she was probably just getting some mulch or some flowers or something for her yard. And I saw that they had baby chicks in there. I saw that they had the baby chicks, the little turkeys, the ducks and stuff. And my grandma, what they call them was biddies. They call little baby chicks, they call them biddies. And so I was like, oh, I didn't know because I didn't know that you can go to the store and buy baby chicks. Like I said, mind you, I'm in high school. I'm like 16, 17 years old. I'm in high school. And so I'm like, I didn't know they sell baby chicks and stuff. I'm thinking like they gonna cost an arm and a leg. I'm like, how much are these? And then they was like, at that time it was maybe like $3 to $5 somewhere around there for, you know what I'm saying, for the chicks, especially depending on the breed and stuff like that, and the ducks and the turkeys. But it wasn't a lot of money. I was thinking like it was gonna be like, oh, $20 a chick. I didn't know. And so I'm asking my grandma, I'm like, can I get one? She was like, yeah, go ahead. You know, she was like, go ahead, get some. And so, you know, I had bought some. I didn't have a chicken coop built, none of that. I just bought them because you know what I'm saying? I didn't know you can get them from the store. And it was just like, it just intrigued me so much. And I'm like, man, I can raise these and different things like that. So I ended up buying it because I had money. Like I say, if you go look at the post that I posted on my community tab, I talk about how when I was in high school, I used to gamble at school. I used to shoot dice or play tunk. If any of y'all know what tunk is, you know what I'm saying, or spades. But mostly I would shoot dice, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, especially coming from where I come from, you know what I'm saying? When you go to school every morning, like you know what I'm saying, when you get to the school, like my bus came from another side of town, right? Because my school was, you know, across, you know what I'm saying, on another side of town. So we had to cross a bridge. So we had a special bus that would go to our neighborhood in our area outside of town to pick us up. So we would get to the school before all the other students. We would get there probably like 30 minutes, an hour before. And so like me and the boys off my bus, we would just start a dice game in the bathroom at school. You feel me? And so like, man, I used to be stinging them. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I don't shoot dice no more, but when I did, yeah, I used to be stinging them. And so like, I used to have money. You know what I mean? I used to have a few dollars in my pocket at the time. So I was like, man, I got the money to buy these chicks. Let me go ahead and buy them. You know what I'm saying? I could buy the feed, all that type of stuff. And so I ended up buying it. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause you know, at first you don't put them in the chicken coop, you know what I'm saying? Or a brooder or whatever. I mean, yeah, you put them in a brooder, you don't put them in a chicken coop. So it's like, you know, got a little bin and put them in and keep them in and stuff like that. And then my dad, you know what I'm saying? He was like, we got to build you a chicken coop. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, cool. So, you know what I'm saying? We end up building the chicken coop and stuff. And so I would raise these chickens. I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do nothing with them as far as like process them or nothing like that. But I would just raise them. Sometimes they'll die. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So they'll escape. But I was just raising them. I was just a kid learning it. You know what I'm saying? I would come home every day from school. I'd go feed them, all that type of stuff. And so I was just like, man, as I was reflecting on that today, on that picture, I was like, man, you really can't despise small beginnings, because at that time, I would have never thought, man, 15 years from now, I would be owning a farm. I would be having 5-6 acres. I have a family of my own. I have a lot of chickens, a lot of chicken coops. I would have sheep. I would have goats. I would have all this livestock, turkeys. I would have never even imagined that. I would have never even imagined that. But even though I had the, you know, the vision and everything like that, it's important that even if you start in small, you remain faithful. And you know what I'm saying? You stick to the plan. Because And you can even ask my wife this. Like, I've always, even when me and my wife weren't married, when we were like a couple, we were in the talking phase. You know what I'm saying? She would ask me like, so like, what's like some of your goals? Like, what's something you want to do outside of the Army? What's going on? What is it, Guapo One? What's going on, fam? What's some things that you want to do, like outside of the Army? Like, what's some goals you have? Like, you know, what type of lifestyle you want to live, see yourself living? And I always told her I want to be a farmer. Like, I always said that. I always said that. And then it was like, as you know what I'm saying, life went on, time progressed, and doors open, you know what I'm saying, when I got in the Army, bought a house, stuff like that, I was able to start, you know what I'm saying, gardening. I was able to start keeping chickens, you know what I'm saying, when I bought a house and stuff like that. So it was like just starting where I was. Because it ain't like we just out the blue bought 5 acres, 6 acres. We didn't just do that. Time I give that testimony. Appreciate that, 18 Wild. Yeah, 18 Wild. You know what I'm saying? It didn't just start with us saying, you know what, we want to leave the city and buy some acres and start farming. No, I was doing this as a teenager. You see what I'm saying? I was doing this when we bought our first home in our backyard. I was still doing it. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you have to remain faithful to the vision and what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And no matter how small you have to start, even if it's just a little small garden plot, a small garden bed that you just learning how to, you know what I'm saying, get your green thumb and learning how to grow something. Y'all hit that like button, man, if y'all enjoying this. If y'all enjoying this live, please hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? But that just reminded me, like, don't despise small beginnings, because you never know, like, what it will multiply into. You see what I'm saying? Like, you might just have a job where you just starting off and you making $12 an hour. You see what I'm saying? But you in a field that you really like and that you're passionate about. Don't despise that, because this is the thing. As time goes on, you know what I'm saying, you'll end up climbing that ladder. You'll end up learning more, getting more experience, getting more opportunities, doors opening, and different things like that. And you'll look, and down the road, 10, 15 years down the road, 20 years down the road, you'll be way further ahead with way more results and, you know what I'm saying, way more money or whatever it is that you hope to get, way more contacts as far as networking. Like you'll have way more than what you got right now, but you got to start where you at. And don't despise that. Don't look down on that and be like, well, I only got, you know what I'm saying, I only make $12 right now, or well, I only have a standard size backyard. That's plenty. That's plenty. Learn how to do it in that standard size backyard. Learn how to do it on your balcony right now. If you only got a balcony, well, you know what I'm saying, I just got a few little garden beds, or I just got a few little 5-gallon buckets where I grow stuff. No, it ain't little at all. It's a lot, because you're doing more than most. Luke 16:10. He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much, and he that's unjust in the least is also unjust in much. Exactly. Hey, I appreciate that, Lockheed. Thank you. I love my hat. But no, absolutely. When you faithful over a few, when you faithful over a little, then you'll be able to handle much. You'll be able to handle a lot. Like, I used to like get in the trap of saying that stuff. Like, you know, I was talking to a brother, right? He inherited 15 acres of land from his family and stuff. And I went out there to visit and stuff like that. You know, we were just networking and talking. And shout out to the brother. His name is Jarvis. He got a nice program where it's a nonprofit where he helped prisoners or ex-prisoners transfer into like regular life and learn farming and stuff like that. So as I was talking to him, he was just telling me his vision and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I only got 5 acres. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm doing. He was like, no, like why you saying you only got 5 acres? He said, no, that's a lot. Like, and you know, I was like kind of downplaying what I have and what my vision is, because, you know what I'm saying, he was at the time doing bigger things than what I was doing. You see what I'm saying? And so I diminished what I had going on, even though, but he had to remind me, like, no, what you doing is a lot. Like, especially with everything, like, he put it in perspective for me. And I was like, man, you know what? I didn't even think about that. You know what I'm saying? And again, don't despise small beginnings. Don't despise where you at. You might have 1 acre of land, 2 acres of land, a standard size backyard. Yeah, he almost done. Because when he started rapid firing, I know he about done. But when I was just telling my wife, you gave me confirmation of what I need to be doing. Wow, 18, wow, that's crazy, man. I'm glad I could do that. I'm glad the Most High worked through me, you know what I'm saying, to give you that confirmation. What's going on, Trey Niece? What's going on, fam? Good evening. Someone is, oh yeah, you finna block you. All right, user from channel. There we go. There go them bots again. There go them bots. But this the thing, like, we have to put it in perspective. We have to put it in perspective, and we have to not despise where we're at and understand. Look, you may think you are not doing enough. You may think like, man, I only got this, I only got that, because you too busy comparing yourself and looking to the left and to the right, or looking online and YouTube and seeing like, oh man, you know, everybody else in the homesteading community or in the gardening community, they got this growing, they got that growing, they got these harvests, they got that. I only got this growing. No, that's plenty what you got. Like we have to stop downplaying ourselves, and we have to stop diminishing what we're doing. I don't care if, you know what I'm saying, you got 5 chickens in your backyard, you know what I'm saying, like in a standard size garden. That's still plenty. Like, it may not be where you want to be. You may not have everything you want to have. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the flocks of goats or sheep or cattle, whatever it is you want. But you got plenty where you at right now. And when you do well by what you have right now, then it will increase. But what you're going to learn is this. You are going to learn as you start increasing, you start getting more, you start reaping more. It's a lot more responsibility that comes with that. That's why you shouldn't be looking to the left and to the right and coveting anybody else, because you don't know the responsibility that comes with the blessings that they got. You see what I'm saying? And we can apply this to everything. Like, you might be looking at people who are fellow entrepreneurs or fellow people who are in your field, your career field. And it seems like they climbing the ladder. It seems like they making way more money. They got more motion. They got this, they got that. But you don't know the long nights that they spend. And you don't know. And this the thing. You don't know if they've compromised. You see what I'm saying? Like, because everything ain't always what it seems. You don't know if they've compromised and where they've compromised at. Meaning, yeah, they might be climbing the ladder, but you don't know, they might be sleeping with the boss. Or you don't know, they might be, you know what I'm saying, not being true to themselves, or neglecting their family, neglecting their wife and their kids. You see what I'm saying? They spending long nights, early mornings. They barely home. They working through the weekends. They not even really, you know what I'm saying, prioritizing their health and their family. They making all those sacrifices and compromises, whereas you just working hard and you steady climbing, you steady doing what you got to do. Don't covet what they got going on. Because again, you don't know how long it's gonna last, and you don't know where they've compromised at to get to where they are. You might be looking at people on Instagram, entrepreneurs in your field. You see what I'm saying? And it seems like they have emotion, they making money. You know what I'm saying? They doing their thing. But it's like, bro, you don't know if they scamming. You don't know if they finessing people. You feel what I'm saying? You don't know if they taking out loans to keep up a facade. Because many people is doing that. Like, bro, like, it's real. Like, especially with the PPP era. Like, y'all remember the PPP era where they was scamming and getting all these PPP loans? A lot of people went to prison for that. But during the time where they was flexing and they was having the jury and the cars and all that stuff, you thought, man, they have emotion. Man, I need to do this. Because I can remember multiple people saying, hey, you know, y'all need to go check out the PPP loan. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got a business. Y'all can go get this, X, Y, and Z. But we was like, nah, we good on it. We good on it. You feel what I'm saying? But like, nowadays, fast forward, it's like they got to pay that loan back where they thought it was a grant. So it's like, bro, what you doing, or sister, you know what I'm saying? I be saying bro a lot, but family, what you doing right now is enough. What you have right now is enough. Grow into what you want. The increase that you want. Grow into it. Man, listen, it's tough enough cutting grass, let alone taking care of sheep, chickens, dogs. All of it is consistent where it's at. And that's another, like, I'm gonna be real, like, when it comes to, like, the thing that I hate the most, well, one of the things that I hate the most and that I'm learning to love, but one of the things that I really don't like is landscaping. Cutting grass, weed eating, all that type of stuff. I don't like it. I don't like it. You see what I'm saying? I don't like it. But when you're a homesteader, you gotta upkeep your property, and you gotta make sure, and look, a lot of times it's just gonna be you. You see what I'm saying? Especially if your children are of age or you don't have hired help, you're going to be out there cutting that grass. You're going to be out there weed eating. You're going to be out there beautifying the area, pruning trees, doing everything. You feel what I'm saying? That you're supposed to be doing. But I'm just saying, whatever you got right now, whatever you managing, it's plenty. It's plenty. Now, like I said, if you want to grow and increase, do it in time, and do it in a way where it is, it's sustainable. That's the word I'm looking for. Do it in a sustainable way. Don't try to rush out here and go and just bite off more than you can chew because you're looking at the next person and you comparing yourself to them and you coveting their situation, not realizing what they got to deal with or where they have compromised at. So I'm telling you, like, you know, you right where you're supposed to be. That's why I just want to encourage you. You right where you're supposed to be, and don't despise small beginnings. So energy can't be created or destroyed. Therefore, demonstrate. I'm finna put you in timeout. I ain't even gonna read that. Put you in timeout. Talking about fearless. Fearless say those corny loans. Exactly. Those PPP loans. Yep. The lady in the last live was talking about. Yeah, I'm finna block you too. Yep, finna go ahead and block you. Don't bring the city hustle to the country. What you mean by that? The foraging family. What you mean by that? You saying as far as like trying to copy people and what they doing? Or what you mean by that, the foraging family? Don't bring the city hustle to the country. Because I definitely agree, but I just want to see why you said that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, you right where you supposed to be. You right where you supposed to be. I don't care where it is. Okay, that's what you meant. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. But yeah, exactly. Like, man, you got enough in your hands right now. You know what I'm saying? You are enough. You are enough. You see what I'm saying? And what you got going on right now is where you're supposed to be. It's lessons to be learned in your situation right now. So don't despise that. Don't look to the left and say, man, you know, I wish my garden was like that. Or I wish I was doing this. I wish I was growing that. I wish I had this. Like, there's nothing wrong with wanting more, but it can be unhealthy when you're fixated on it because somebody else is doing it. And now it's like you in a competition, a silent competition with the next person. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you in a silent competition with somebody who don't even know you, and you trying to get to where they at. You see what I'm saying? And trying to surpass them because of whatever reason, because you're coveting. Like, we moved out the city from all the hectic hustle in comparison, but God leading us to the homestead is for peace and contentment. That's good, the foraging family. Contentment. Peace is one thing, because you know what I mean? Like, being out in the country, being out on the homestead, on a farm, or just on land in general, it does bring peace. But contentment, being content in what you have, being content with the space that you're utilizing right now, being content with the amount of chickens or the amount of turkeys or the amount of sheep or the plants or the seeds that you have in the ground, being content with all of that, because you understood, man, it took some work to get all this just where it's at right now. So I'm gonna just be thankful for where I'm at. I'm gonna be thankful for where I'm at. I might not be growing 50% of my food right now, but I'm growing 25. 25 is better than 0. That's the point. 25, I don't care if it was 10. 10% is still better than 0%. Because your health is already improving. Your mindset is already improving. Like even if you just taking one step in the right direction, you still walking in the right direction. Yeah, that person might be way up there, but you shouldn't be looking at them. You should be looking down at your 2 feet and just putting one foot in front of the other. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you get 1% better every day, by the end of the year, that's 365% that you got better. See what I'm saying? So, like, don't despise that, because a lot of people, and this is what I was talking about, was it yesterday's live? When I was just kind of giving like tips as far as things that you can buy, as far as, you know, potatoes, rice, different things like that that's gonna hold you over and that you can like kind of store. Like, I was talking about that, and somebody, you know what I'm saying? And look, I definitely appreciate the advice, but they was like, oh, you know, when it comes to the olive oil, make sure you get this or make sure you get that. And I'm like, I definitely agree and I understand where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, I just want you to stop eating the poison. You see what I'm saying? Stop eating the blatant poison. So if you gotta, you know what I'm saying, switch from the margarine to, you know what I'm saying, the olive oil that it ain't the highest quality, but it's olive oil and it's better than the margarine or the lard or the pig fat, switch from that. And then as you continuously improve on your health journey, then you'll start getting your high quality olive oils and your avocado oils and your grapeseed oils and your coconut oils and stuff like that. But just stop eating the processed food for right now. That's plenty for right now, even though it's not where you want to be. That's what you should. That's what you should do to take a step in the right direction. And once you're on the right path, then you can increase and you can improve more and more as the days go by. But when you try to put too much on yourself and say, I'm gonna just quit all this cold turkey and I'm gonna go to Whole Foods and buy a whole bunch of stuff and do this, do that. First off, you're gonna start eating that stuff. You're gonna realize it's nasty. And then you're like, man, you know what? I ain't never doing that again. Man, let me go to McDonald's. Let me go to Chick-fil-A. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember one time I called myself trying to go raw vegan. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at all these influencers and stuff, and this was years back. Looking at all these influencers and vegans and the raw vegan community, and I was just learning, because you know what I'm saying, like, we all get to the point, especially if you're online for any point in time, where people like, oh, you need to be on the alkaline diet. Oh, Dr. CB. And I ain't saying nothing wrong with none of this. I'm just saying where I was at. And so I'm like, yeah, you know what, man, you know, I'm finna go raw vegan. I'm finna cut out everything. Mind you, I was full blown, like, just eating meat, everything. I wasn't a vegetarian. I wasn't a pescatarian. I was just a full blown, you know what I'm saying, like how I eat now. And I'm like, I'm gonna go raw vegan. And I'm gonna start January 1st. You know how long I lasted? Not even 3 days. Stomach hurting, food nasty, just all type of stuff. And when I finally caved in and quit, because again, I didn't say I want to do this in a sustainable way. I just want to do it in a extreme way. I never even revisited the thought of going raw vegan ever again. You see what I'm saying? I didn't even think about going vegetarian. I was like, you know what? They can have all that. I'm gonna stick to eating what I know. And that's typically what happens when people try to do too much starting off. You feel what I'm saying? When people try to do too much and be too extreme starting off, they end up quitting everything altogether. It's just like the New Year's resolution. I'm gonna get in the gym. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna lose weight. And then you go get the gym membership. You paying probably an arm and a leg because you there for the aesthetic. You done bought all these clothes, these shoes, headbands, wristbands. You done bought all type of stuff, pre-workout, protein shakes. You done just did the whole thing. Just done it up. You know what I mean? And you start strong. You know what I'm saying? You start like, oh, I did an hour in the gym today. I did 2 hours, right? And then look, the first week, it's like, okay, you still kind of motivated. But then the second week, my bad, I'm looking at my dogs. Hold on, I'll be right back. My bad, y'all. I'm back. Now my dog, she escaped out of pen, but or one of them. But the second week, that motivation started to wear off. And then now you just barely getting through, and then by the third week, you done quit. You done quit by the third week. You know what I mean? And it's like, and you don't. Not only did you quit, you ain't just scale back. You just quit altogether. And you say, man, you know what? I ain't going back to that gym. I ain't even gonna renew the membership. And then all the stuff that you bought, it just sits in the back of the shelf. It sits in the back of the closet, and you don't even think about it no more. Instead of saying, you know what, I want to get healthy, I want to get on this health journey. So what I'm going to do is, instead of waiting till January 1st, I'm going to just start doing what I can right now. Meaning I'm going to start walking right now. I'm going to go to the track and I'm going to do a lap every day. And then as I do a lap every day and I'm cutting back on the fast food, or I'm cutting back on this or cutting back on that, I'm just going to increase it as, you know what I'm saying, as I start to solidify the habit. Because when you solidify the habit, right, it's easier to add on, and it's easier to get better. You see what I'm saying? Because once you master 1 mile, it's like, okay, man, I'm kind of bored with just 1 mile. Let me go 2 miles. Or now let me start jogging a little bit. Let me start doing this. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you're able to add on when the habit is, when you're actually solidifying, building the habit. Can you recommend any company to order seeds online? I don't know if Melanated Organics is still up, but that was a good company. It was a black-owned company too, but they were pretty good. I'm trying to think of, my wife probably would know, but I would say look up Melanated Organics. That's a good one. Oh, Baker's Creek Heirloom Seeds. Appreciate that, the Foraging family. That's another one. Hey, man, be content with what you grow and try to grow a little more next year. Thank you. Thank you. Master the standard size garden right now, and master, you know what I'm saying, the raised beds, and then you can add more raised beds next year, or you can add more crops next year. You see what I'm saying? But master what you got right now. Be content. I'm eating pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are very healthy. What's going on, Roy? Read up on the book. I'll take around 30 days to break a habit and build. Exactly. And I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, it takes 90 days to solidify it. But 30 days, yes, to break an old habit. You know what I mean? But yes, and that's why I say start in bite-sized steps, in bite-sized pieces, and then you can add on. But when people just try to start at the gate, you know what I'm saying? It don't last long. They run out of gas real quick. But be content where you at. Be content where you at. I just wanted to remind, because I ain't gonna be on here long. I gotta go finish cooking. But I just wanted to remind you that first off, where you are right now is where you're supposed to be. Don't get caught up in the comparison and thinking you got to do more because somebody else is doing more. No, you right where you're supposed to be, and you're doing what you need to do. You just need to continue to be faithful over what you're doing right now. And don't despise where you at right now. Don't despise any small beginnings. Don't despise where you at right now in the journey, because you are where you're supposed to be. And as you start to grow and get more and obtain more, you're going to realize, like, man, this, you know, it comes with more responsibility. But when you grow in a sustainable manner, the responsibility is manageable because you're not shocking yourself and you're not spreading yourself too thin. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, I just wanted to come to y'all with that. We had 30 minutes. I'm going to let y'all go ahead and go. I'm doing a collab this week, me and Castleberry Brent. So y'all be on the lookout for that. We're going to do a collaboration live, and we're going to talk about some good stuff. So y'all stay tuned for that. But I'm going to talk to y'all tomorrow too, man. Like I always say, he who has the power to feed you also has the power to starve you.